What's up, guys? Very short update on the price of Bitcoin. Well, we have another drop, right? We had it yesterday, but in fact there was a nice pullback. So we reached $62,500. It is higher than the previous low, which is 60,000, and it's good. Actually, I also mentioned before that 60,000 is so close to like the round number that it is unlikely that it holds. Yet if the breakout happens, then it's probably don't go too far, because again, if you look at the weekly time frame, we're so low. The oversold condition is like, there was no such a period in the recent history of Bitcoin, and actually, frankly speaking, probably it's in general a very rare occasion when it's going down with so little corrections. And we can actually see the same situation with oscillators on the weekly time frame, and so on and so forth. So there are so many like supporting factors or supporting arguments for the fact that the correction is about to be over, so it doesn't go too low, or won't continue for like more deeper and longer decline. So probably we have a good chance for this to be over and the price going up. So in terms of the technical aspects, short term, I must say that yes, we had the support around $66,000. It was broken to the downside, but again, with well, I had this channel descending channel being drawn here, but it's not exactly solid yet. If we assume that there is a support line here, then the price actually had a pullback from it, and now it's testing the zone around $66,000, being now as resistance. So currently there's a pullback from there, but there's a high chance that we'll break it to the upside, and then there is a test of the resistance, which is this upper part of the descending channel. So very likely that we'll break it to the upside. And if it happens, then especially if this zone will become support again, then it's probably the the regeneration of all those descending channels or triangles into the horizontal channel, and then test $72,000 with, again, in my opinion, very likely to be broken to the upside. So given the weekly oversold conditions, probably we have a good chance for this to happen. One thing which I must actually point out is the SOPR, and this is on-chain indicator. As you know, currently we are so low at this indicator, below 1, and that situation happens mostly and probably only during the bear market. Sometimes at the end of this bear market, or here, or the COVID dump, but generally if it is a bull market, then the price is the SOPR is either above the level of 1, or it drops below it but very little. So it could be that this is like the unusual correction which leads to such a unprecedented result, and the values of those indicators being so unusual. It is possible, but or it's a kind of a mini bear market-ish thing, because we are so long and for like dropping so low. So it's also possible and being reflected in SOPR. Yet we should be cautious, of course, and although the further drop or further evolution of this bear trend is possible, I'm still remaining optimistic, and I think that if we just go much lower, then it will be very hard to stay there without pullback. And well, I mean, what did we do from 65,000 to 120.25? It's just like 2x, less than 2x rise from the previous high, right? So you would expect this is not the top of the current bull phase, and that is just like a nasty correction. In fact, if you look at the logarithmic time frame, then I mean that's not that bad. It's not that bad. It happened before, like if you look at the previous 2017 to 2016 year, like previous one, not the those which were long ago, but somewhat like 2019 and 20th, there was almost no corrections. What happens after that? This vertical growth lead to the fact that we didn't reach 100,000 or more. We stopped at 60, 65. So we better to have those corrections. Those are organic. The problem is that most of the market, in particular low cap altcoins, suffer, although the dominance remains in the same level. But you know, that's just because the most of the altcoins which affect the dominance value are high capitalization altcoins like Ether, and Ether goes within the same range of the decline or like upside move as Bitcoin, so there's not much of a difference. But small alts, they kind of suffer, and we can look at any of those, but they definitely depreciate with respect to BTC. So it means that yes, this is maybe unprecedented situation, but it just leads to all kinds of consequences. However, long term, I personally, it's not financial advice as usual, you know, like it's not a trading advice, but I remain optimistic, and I think that 2026 is has a good chance to be a bullish year. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video, probably next week. Goodbye.